Welcome to the World United.
Welcome to the World United.
Our next speaker is Beth Rosen, who I just learned is an attorney, or I guess I don't know whether she's still practicing law or not, but she's an enlightened creator, a #1, a best-selling author, award-nominated filmmaker, songwriter, artist, professor of yoga, and the attorney is in there too, a healer and corporate attorney. So she's going to speak to us about a spiritual compass to create authenticity with diversity and inclusion. Wow, two opposites there. I want to hear how you're going to do that, Beth. So I turn the stage over to you.
Okay, I'm speaking. How do I get pinned? How do I do that? How do I get pinned? Can you hear me?
I still haven't figured out how the heck to do that, and Sean has left, so maybe somebody else can do that. Does somebody else have the ability to do that, the knowledge to do that?
Does anyone know how to pin me so I can speak?
I can hear you. I can see you. You're looking fine to me.
Okay. Am I on the screen as a speaker or no?
Yeah, we can each individually pin you on our side as well. We just hover over the image, over the blue, the 3 white dots, click on it, and then it says pin, and then it'll just show your face.
Okay. So I'm pinned. Hi, I'm Beth Rosen, and I'm going to speak to you about something that I've encountered for the past year, because I have been pitching directly to networks and working with social media influencers, because I am one as well. And this has been a very hot topic, and it's been broached in many different ways. And I've sort of taken a step back, and I really wanted to talk about this. So I put together a presentation on a different way to approach this topic so that we come together in a unitive way instead of sort of coming and up against each other with the blocks and projections that we may bring to the table. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to put up the presentation slide. Okay, so this is basically, let's see if I can get rid of the, way to get rid of, okay. Okay, can you see? Is everyone okay? Okay, so this is basically a spiritual compass to create authenticity with diversity and inclusion. And basically, there are so many people out there. There are so many diverse cultures and perspectives. And we have to step back and ask, what are we broadcasting to the world, and to who are we broadcasting? We have thoughts, feelings, we take actions, we have messages we'd like to share with the world, creations that we would like to put out there and interact with people. And you have to step back and say, what am I broadcasting to the people in my inner circle, and as I expand outward? Because there's a plethora of different cultures and people out there, and the question is, are you connecting to them? So content is king, what the message you have to deliver is, but contact is queen. Because if you don't make contact with your audience or the people that are on your team and helping you bring your message out, you're going to lose the contact, and people aren't going to hear what you have to say. So taking a step back, contact comes when you can relate to someone, and people relate to people who have had similar experiences. And that's where diversity and inclusion is so important in bringing them into your team and into your creations in media, whether it be TV, film, radio, podcasts. Compassion, understanding, and kindness are at the top of the list. You need to think about inclusion. You need to be authentic. You need to bring your experiences, let other people bring their experiences to the table. And you have to remember, everyone's had different upbringings. We come from different heritages. We come from different places of the world, and we live in different environments. Some in the city, some in suburbs, some in small towns, big towns. We have different traditions and cultures. We've had different opportunities. Some have grown up with lack, some from abundance. Some have suffered loss. Some have been suppressed along the way. Some have had unbelievable success. And some people have gotten very strong because they've overcome things. And so we take all those amazing pieces of creation that each people brings with their own perspective, their own experience, these diverse cultures, diversity and inclusion. We bring all of that to the table in our creations, and we allow people who've had other experiences, other perspectives, to come together with us to bring our creative projects and genius to the next level. So here you're bringing in many different perspectives, you're allowing connection, and the truth is we all learn from our experiences. So you're bringing incredible wisdom from many different people and many cultures and many different stories. And they can be woven into your media, your storytelling, your media, your art, your podcast, your Facebook or Instagram posts. And it's important to remember, when you meet people where they are, then you can take them where you want them to go. Okay, so diversity and inclusion has been very, very prevalent in our society. And the key to remember is if people feel unheard, it's because they haven't been given a voice, or they feel like they haven't had a voice or an opportunity to use that. And if you are in a position where you have a voice and you can bring things to the public, be their ally. Help them find their voice, help them find their wings so they can fly. And you have to remember, you have your own creations, but so do they. Give them a seat at the table. Make it a round table, equal input from everyone. When you have collaboration, creativity, and connection, you get collective consciousness and you go to the next level. Top of the list is compassion, inclusion, and kindness on your team and everywhere in life. Lift people up to where you are. Give people the opportunity to participate. And if you're on the other end, ask for the opportunity to participate. Because the truth is, people live up to expectations and they often exceed your expectations. When you rise to the occasion, life becomes an incredible celebration. As Confucius says, it is better to light a candle than to curse the darkness. And each one of us has the ability to light a candle. We are the light in the darkness. Everyone is a light in their own darkness, and sometimes they're the light from other people's darkness. So the goal is to go from separation to inclusion. When people are included and they get to be a part of a creation, part of a team, part of what's going out to the media, to the public, they feel honored, recognized, involved, welcomed, connected, valued for their gifts and input. They're suddenly part of collaborative creation, so they feel a part of something big. And they're expanding, and you're expanding, and we're unifying consciousness on such a high level. Diversity and inclusion is really an ally for authenticity. When you have diverse people on your team to help in creating media, you have real people, real experiences, and you will get real connections to your audience and to each other. Now, diversity comes in many forms. It comes in different genders, race and nationality, age. Some people are old, some people are young, some people are in between. Sexual preference, physical impairment, and socioeconomic status or class. All of these play into diversity. Inclusion means you go together. You don't go alone, you include people and you include yourself. Sometimes you have to be that squeaky wheel to get grease. You have to make sure that you're included, that you're part of the table so you can bring your creations and your perspective into the world. So this is very important. I always say this in media. Meet people where they are and take them where you want them to go, but you have to meet them where they are. Okay, and sometimes that means a quantum leap in consciousness. So this is a spiritual compass I put together. You want to look for authenticity. You don't want to just check the boxes when you're creating. You want authentic feelings and stories and people. You want to touch the soul. You want to be inclusive, not just talk to one fraction of the audience and not just have one perspective of creation, but many different people, because there are many people out there and many stories and many different emotions and experience that you want to sort of weave into your storytelling or pictures or art. You want to create blissfully, and you want to unify. We celebrate our differences in whatever we put out to the media, but we also celebrate our commonality. No matter what happens, no matter what anyone's been through, there are certain things that everyone goes through. Emotional trauma, overcoming. Some people are bullied. Some people are not given opportunities. Some people have overcome things with incredible stories and actions, and you know, there's incredible wisdom that's passed down and gleaned along the journey, and all that can come to the table with people who are different than you and different from other people, and then you actually allow a connection to be made to your audience, and you expand who you're talking to. You want to be able to evoke emotions, and you want to really talk to the triumph of the human spirit. Okay, we celebrate diversity, we celebrate our uniqueness, but we also celebrate collective collaboration. So it's much easier to relate to someone when you have been where they are, had similar experiences. You could kind of speak directly to them. People relate to, oh, I've been there too. But if you haven't, then you bring other people onto your creative team that have. And then you're more likely to make an authentic connection, because your experiences and their experiences will enable deep human bonding, whether it be on a soul level, drama, comedy, or just sheer entertainment. We learn from our experiences and we integrate from these lessons. What we integrate becomes a part of us. Media shapes the way we think and experience our world. We get to experience other worlds seen through other people's eyes, what they have experienced. They bring us into their worlds. They're part of our team, and we get that incredible input and that incredible output. People's creations come from their minds, experience, history, culture, time periods. It's rich with things we ourselves have never experienced. Pearls of wisdom are passed down from generation to generation, but they are also passed down through media, TV, film, art, social media, radio, news, just photography, any theater. People glean things from everything they see and experience. Gaming, diverse wisdom that can be woven into storytelling and media in whatever form it is, dance, music, songs, theater. It enriches lives. When you are exposed to more perspectives, you gain perspective, and you integrate those pearls of wisdom into your own life, into your own experiences, and into your own creative endeavors. You broaden your horizons and you become richer and evolve. Opportunity for expansion and growth. That's how we need to think about this. When you feel defensive, attacked, excluded, unheard, when these issues come up on team building, it's an opportunity to go, I see. I identify it. I'm going to work through this quickly with others. And then I'm going to transmute the energies. I'm going to transmogrify it. Change my experience, your experience, the understanding, and how I and you relate to this outside stimuli. Then you expand yourself and others, and then you can transcend it. And this is incredible, because then you could bring how you did it into your art form, into your media, and make it a part of your storytelling, because you've now worked through it. So I use the analogy of you're born, you're in a crib, it's this little tiny world. You learn how to walk. It's a room, a house, your neighborhood. Maybe you go to school, you go out of state, you start taking vacation, you meet people from other parts of the world, and you keep expanding and you keep opening the door for more diversity and inclusion in your life. And that's the same thing that's here today for all of us. It's the same path. And we're just asking that everyone, instead of feeling backed into a corner, say, oh my God, there's this huge door opening. It's a grand opportunity. And if you can transmute the energy, transmogrify it, and transcend it, we will get to unity consciousness. This is about expanding horizons, yours and everybody else's. Everyone holds a piece of the puzzle. Be open to the missing piece that suddenly crosses your path and learn how to integrate that into your life and your storytelling and your art and media. It's a gift. Even if you have bad experiences from it, it's a gift on how you have learned how to transmute, transmogrify, and transcend it. And then you can teach other people to do that. You have that key to unlock higher consciousness. When you do the hard work, you make it easier for others. And that is the absolute truth. This is spiritual wisdom. Do not try to break down each other's walls. Nobody's broken, nobody has to be fixed. Instead, you speak directly to each other's heart and soul. And that's where diversity and inclusion is so important, because you give people an opportunity to relate to each other. Express what's inside of you, the common elements, the emotions, what you're feeling, what you experience, what comes from your heart. When you speak heart to heart, you expand consciousness and you allow more things to develop. Allow collective and collaborative creations with diversity and inclusion. I always say love is like a tree. When you plant seeds of love, it branches out in all directions. You have no idea what happens after you plant those seeds. Like songs, there's diversity in music, so many different cultures. It impacts us on such a deep level. Learn how to weave laughter in to break the tension. If you take what you've learned and you work it into media, also work in laughter, because when you weave laughter into the storytelling, media posts, and life, you give people a clean break from the past to connect now and build a better future. It's just like, oh, okay, let's be present now. We are only just beginning to connect. There are so many opportunities out there. And the truth is, wherever we go, we must go together. And I'm going to leave you with one more thing, if the slide actually loads. I don't know if it's not loading. Hold on. Let me see if it works this way. Okay, well, let me just walk through it for you. This is a way to create. Let me just stop sharing for a second because it's not loading. Oh, there it is. 1 second. Let me just share again. Share the screen. This is a way to create sacred space. Are we sharing? Okay. See that? Okay. So with team building, with diversity and inclusion, I'm going to give you a tool to sort of clear the space and allow collective consciousness to arise without the kind of coming at each other. So it's just this give and ebb and flow. You put 5 pillars into the room and you imagine it, and you can use your hands or your intention, your mind. In one corner, you put truth. Another one, you put trust. In another corner of the room, you put love. And another corner of the room, you put a pillar of understanding. In the center, you put the playful spirit, which changes the energy of how we deal with diversity, inclusion, and conflict. It gives you an opportunity to go to the next level. Can you see this? Can everyone see this?
Sort of, yes.
Oh, okay. Is it blurry?
No, I've got black blocks over it, but
okay.
go
So
ahead. The rest of what we got there, it's on. Okay.
Coming in and out. Yeah, is the screen sharing work, or is it?
It is more or less working.
Okay, so I call in these these 5 pillars. I invoke that. I also invoke the flower of life, which is like this pristine divine template, which all of creation moves out of. Anyone who's worked with the flower of life, they can Google it. This is what it looks like. And I bring the flower of life into the room. And it includes wisdom from the mist.
I think her signal was quite weak. I think we might have lost her.
It does look that way. Zach, I'm so glad you are there to keep track of the logistics. And we are a little over time anyway, but oh my gosh, what a wonderful presentation that was that Beth has offered to us. And Zach, you are up